Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to day 6 of Neuroplasticity from Neuro-Habits by Peter Hollins. Let's get into it. All right. So, we've got day 6. We're going to talk about replacing, not breaking. All right? Here we go. Today, this is what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about replacing habits. We're going to talk about commitment versus willpower. We're going to talk about accountability and the power of accountability. And we're going to talk about practicing and applying. Okay? There are 3 hidden obstacles to habit change: your conscious mind, your unconscious patterns, and your environment. All right? Relying on willpower and motivation alone is fragile. Your conscious mind is tiny compared to the autopilot patterns. All right? Unconscious patterns are the automatic habit loops that run on autopilot. Your brain doesn't distinguish good from bad, it just repeats what's wired. And the environment, of course, external triggers and lack of support constantly pull you back. Surroundings matter more than you think. All right, we want to replace, not break. All right? The best way to break a bad habit is not to break it at all, but to replace or transform it. Quote by Peter Hollins. Why replace works? Your brain is efficient. Habits save mental effort. Removing habits creates a vacuum your brain will fill. Work with your brain's habit loop, not against it. The habit loop: trigger, new routine, reward. Keep the trigger, keep the reward, make a new routine. All right, real world replacement examples. Teaching tension. All right, slouch and have shallow breath. Or stand tall and have a deep breath. Replace tension with power posture when stress hits. All right, work avoidance. Hide on the couch. Or move to workspace immediately and start crunching numbers. Replace avoidance with environmental trigger. All right, content procrastination. Blank page paralysis. Oh no, I can't decide what to do. 1 minute brainstorm. All right, we're going to take 60 seconds and we're going to brainstorm something. All right, replace paralysis with a tiny little doable action. 60 seconds is not a lot of time. All right, here's an exercise for you. Your replacement loop. All right, design your own habit replacement plan. Think of one bad habit you'd like to change and fill in the blanks below. All right, what's the trigger? What's the replacement routine? And what's the reward? And to make it really easy, keep the trigger, keep the reward, change the routine. All right, pause now and then come back later. All right, commitment over willpower. Willpower is a battery and it drains fast. All right, commitment is a charger and it keeps you going. Willpower gives you a surge, but it depletes very quickly. Commitment means you've made a firm decision and built a system that carries you when motivation fades. All right, focus on the process, not the outcome. Make it a non-negotiable. All right, for me, I must non-negotiate sit down in this chair and work on the business. That's it. I must sit down in this chair, non-negotiable. Whatever happens after that happens. All right, at the very least, we're starting off with that. Okay? Quick reflection. What tiny daily action will you commit to? Me, for example, sit in this chair. No matter what, think about a goal you care about. Now strip it down to something ridiculously doable, like sitting down in a chair. That's it. For me. All right. That you can do every single day, even on your worst day. All right. Writing a goal, 2 sentences per day. A fitness goal, 5 squats per day. Mindfulness goal, 1 minute deep breathing. All right. Super, super easy. All right. These little tiny easy things are going to feed your identity, and your identity is going to then feed your behavior or habits. All right. So eventually, these daily habits are going to evolve and get better, bigger and better. All right. Take 30 seconds right now, write down or say quietly to yourself, I commit to blank every single day. All right. Every single push-up or single page counts. Consistency is more important than intensity. You're training your identity as someone who shows up daily. Accountability equals acceleration. Don't go it alone. Going solo makes it too easy to make excuses. When you involve someone else, you engage powerful social pressure, the healthy kind that keeps you honest. Publicly announcing goals increases commitment. Accountability partners dramatically boost success rates. Shared commitments create mutual motivation. Someone asking, "Did you do it?" makes you more likely to follow through. We often show up better for others than we do for ourselves. Use that to your advantage. Remember, even top performers, athletes, CEOs have coaches and accountability systems. Seeking support isn't weakness, it's a success strategy. So, take action now. Make your accountability pledge. Think of one person who could be your accountability partner. Someone supportive who would be happy to help you succeed. All right, an example message. "Hey Sarah, I'm committing to writing 200 words every single day. Can I send you a quick text each night to let you know that I did it?" Another example. "John, I'm trying to quit soda and replace it with water. Could you check in with me each Friday and ask how it's going?" All right, draft your message right now. Do it. Grab your phone, write it out, write out your accountability message. All right, state your commitment clearly, what you'll do and how often. Ask them to keep you on track and set a specific check-in schedule. All right, if you're feeling brave, hit send now. Otherwise, save it to send right after this session. This little step can make a huge difference. All right, if you're feeling stuck, adjust and retry. All right, question. "My new habit isn't satisfying. Now what?" Oh, no. Don't give up. Adjust and reiterate. All right, this is a process of experimentation. If something isn't working, tweak once, tweak one piece, and try again. All right, modify the routine. Find an activity that genuinely satisfies your need. All right, adjust the trigger, change timing or context to suit you better, and then enhance the reward. Add a payoff to bridge that motivation gap. All right, adapt a neutral scientific mindset. You're a researcher experimenting on yourself. All right, this didn't work. What can I tweak? No drama, no judgment, just data. All right, key takeaways. Day 6 in 5 minutes. Here we go. Number 1, replace, don't eliminate. All right, swap in a positive habit for a bad one. Keep the same cue and the same reward structure so your brain transitions very smoothly. Commitment is much greater than willpower. Set a daily process and stick to it. Consistency beats spurts of motivation. Focus on process, not outcome. All right. Number 3, accountability boosts success. Don't go solo. Share your goal with a partner or group or dramatically higher follow-through rates. All right. Number 4, adjust and iterate. If the new habit isn't satisfying, tweak the cue, tweak the routine, tweak the reward, and try again. Just don't judge yourself. No guilt, just experiments. All right. Take a picture of the slide for quick reference. All right, the science behind replacement. Here we go. Understanding why replacement works helps you trust the process. All right. Your brain forms habits through repeated neural pathways. The more you do something, the stronger that pathway becomes. Brain efficiency. Habits exist to save mental effort. Your brain is lazy in a good way. It automates repeated behaviors to conserve energy for important decisions. When you try to eliminate a habit without replacement, you create a vacuum. Your brain will either slip back to the old habit or find a new bad one to fill the void. That's it. It's not really that deep. All right? Craving satisfaction. Every habit satisfies an underlying craving or need. If you don't address that need, you'll struggle. By replacing the routine while keeping the trigger and reward, you satisfy the craving in a healthier way. Your brain gets what it wants without the negative consequences. All right, so some common replacement mistakes. Mistake number 1, choosing an unsatisfying replacement. If your new routine doesn't feel rewarding, you won't stick with it. The replacement must genuinely satisfy the same need as the old habit. So a fix, experiment with different routines until you find one that actually clicks. All right? If it doesn't work, try again. If it doesn't work, try again. If it doesn't work, try again. Keep on trying. All right, mistake number 2, making it too complicated. All right? Complex replacements require too much willpower. If your new routine has 10 steps, you'll give up when life gets too busy. Fix, keep it very simple. All right? One clear action is better than an elaborate plan. And if you want to make it more elaborate, great. Just start off making it real simple, and then over time, once that simple part becomes a habit, and you don't have to think about it, then you can think about a new part. All right, mistake number 3, ignoring the environment. If your surroundings still trigger the old habit, you're fighting an uphill battle. All right, external cues are extremely powerful. All right, fix. Modify your environment to support the new routine and remove old triggers. All right, building your commitment system. Here we go. Commitment isn't just a feeling, it's a system. Here's how to create a structure that carries you through when motivation fades. All right, schedule it. Put your habit on a calendar like a non-negotiable appointment. All right, at 5 o'clock, I am going to sit in this chair. Or at 6:30, I am going to call my coach. All right, specific times beat vague intentions. Track your streak. Use a habit tracker or a calendar to mark each day you complete your routine. Don't break the chain. Plan for obstacles. Create if-then plans. If I'm exhausted, I'll still do 5 minutes. Have a minimum viable version ready. Celebrate small wins. Celebrate. Acknowledge every completion. Focus on present actions, not distant outcomes. Recovery from mistakes is part of the process. Celebrate. Whee! All right. The power of tiny habits. Start ridiculously small. All right. The secret to lasting change isn't massive effort. It's consistency with tiny actions. When you make a habit so small, it's impossible to fail. You remove resistance and build momentum. All right. 2 minutes. That's all you need. That's it. 2 minutes. 2 minutes of meditation, 2 sentences, or 2 push-ups. All right. That's a 100% success rate. When habits are tiny, you're successful 100% of the time. All right. And if you add that up, 365 days, small daily actions compound into remarkable results over a year. Trust the process. That's a reference to the book Atomic Habits. You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. Focus on building systems through tiny, consistent habits. All right, accountability and action. Let's look at how accountability transforms habit success through real scenarios. All right, you could use a workout partner. Meeting someone at the gym means you can't skip without letting them down. Weekly check-ins, a mentor or colleague who asks about your progress creates healthy pressure to have something to report. And then a public commitment. Posting goals on social media engages your entire network. The visibility increases follow-through dramatically. All right, pro tip. Arrange specific check-in schedules. I'll message you every evening, or let's talk every Sunday. Create structure that keeps you accountable. All right, and when to adjust your strategy. Recognizing when something isn't working is a skill. Here are signs you need to adjust your replacement habit. All right, you consistently skip it. If you're missing your new routine more than 50% of the time, it's too hard or poorly timed, make it easier, change something. All right, if it feels like a chore, if you dread your replacement, it's not satisfying the underlying need. Find a different activity that addresses the same craving. You're reverting to old habits. Slipping back frequently means your replacement isn't sticky enough. Either the reward is weak or the routine is too complex. All right? You feel no progress. If weeks pass with no sense of improvement, reassess. Maybe you need better tracking, clearer rewards, or stronger accountability. Remember, every adjustment is data, not failure. Stay curious and keep experimenting until you find what works for you. All right, here's your toolkit. You got a replacement strategy. You've got a commitment framework to help keep you accountable. You got an accountability network, and you've got an iteration mindset. All right? All these tools can help you with your neuroplasticity. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming in and listening to day 6. All right? If you're interested and you want to follow me, go to Instagram and type in growasyougo.official. You can download my free ebook on growasyougo.love. And be ready for next week, coming at you with the final day 7, where we're talking about impulses and visualization techniques. All right? Remember, you can shift your neurons, you can shift your experience, you could become a totally new person. All right? Or at least you could become a new experience of who you really are. All right. Thank you again for tuning in. Love y'all. Like, follow, subscribe, all that jazz. and have a beautiful, blessed day. Oh gosh, every single time.